Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome here to the Sports Jedi Network's BRONX BOMERS Strike Back podcast with your host, the one and only BS Sports Jedi, Kev, the Don of the Watch Along. We are here. It's finally here for all you Yankee fan enthusiastics, clickbaiters, all the different baiters and all that. It is baseball season upon us. So now the hypotheticals could be finally over. The nonstop minutia of the clickbaiting and all this. Who could we sign? Can we get this? Can we get Yamamama, Yomomomo, Homomomo? No, 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 no. No more Yankee clickbait sing along no more. Now it's Yankee spring training. What's up, everyone? I got a special guest in the green room in a minute. We're going to talk about the New York Yankees 2024. There's a lot of lingering stench with the New York Yankees coming forward. Has the Yankees done enough? We're going to ask the question. We're not going to go through the whole dissection of the whole season because it's only spring training. Pitchers and catchers have arrived since the 14th. Juan Soto, ladies and gentlemen, has arrived to the New York Yankees camp. Although, if you're living in Florida like I am, all across the central Florida, it's raining. 50 degrees, raining. The start of the Daytona 500 has been pushed back for later in the date. The Rock in the building there in Daytona. Up and down the coast of Florida, raining, ugly day. They're going to hold their practice inside. Let's get right to it. Let's bring my guest in. We're waiting for Chris the Flash from Flash Sports. Hopefully, he'll join us in a little bit later on. But, of course, let's say the one and only, no introduction needed. From It's Over Yanks, Mr. Michael Caputo, the original Caputo. What's up, Mike?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Hey, we're ready to talk about the New York Yankees. All the baiting, all the clickbaiting, all the hypotheticals, all the pregnant birds flying around are done.
Yep.
Spring training is here. All pitchers and catchers arrive, but we still got questions, Michael Caputo.
Yeah, we do.
And it's a pair of lefties. Let's start off with the pitching.
Okay.
Let's go with our ace, Garrett Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Cole had the best career of his life.
Yes.
Pitched phenomenal last season. Got us 82 wins. Are we selfish to ask him to duplicate that?
I wouldn't mind it. And to be honest with you, quite frankly, he might do it again. I mean, he could have another great season like that again. But if he doesn't, I'm more than satisfied. I just want him to win the World Series this year and have a great year. But asking him to duplicate that is going to be a little hard. But, hey, DeGrom did it. He went back-to-back Cy Young. So why not Garrett Cole?
You know what? I'm looking at this. He's still young. He's still a young pitcher. Innings has never been an issue for Garrett Cole. His command of his stuff, phenomenal. Of course, always getting ahead of the count. I still think he's going to give us a similar Cy Young performance. Give and take here, some of it could be a little bit of luck or matchups. You never know with the season, rainouts, all that good stuff. You don't know, he could go on the road and they give him a crappy bed on the road trip, and he might wake up a little sore or didn't get his full night's rest. But he's a creature of habits. With Garrett Cole, my concern level is not that high. I'm not going to be dismissive. I'm not going to be dismissive or nonchalant that, he's going to wake up and he's going to put on his pants and he's going to go out there and be a Cy Young Award winner each and every day. No.
Yeah.
I know the body of work that he's going to give us, putting in the work, and his conditioning and his mentality for him, I think he's going to be okay. I'm not worried with him. My next two pitchers, and again, it's a pair of left-handers. I'm going to put them both in there because you know myself, you know me now for a while, that I like the Yankees to have left-handed pitching, especially for Yankee Stadium ballpark with the short porch and Death Valley, the dimensions of left field. You want opposing teams to put a lot of right-handed hitters. My point is, the two left-handers that we're talking about, first and foremost, is the $155 million plus Carlos Rodon. I'm not going to go crazy. Guys goes, he looks great. He looks great. He looks great in shape. He looks phenomenal. I haven't seen him pitch. Can I see 2 spring training games first to see where his command is, how he feels, before we say he's going to be great and all that? Just because the guy came in with no mustache and he takes a picture doing exercise, everyone's going bananas on Twitter. Yeah. Let's hold on and see. I still got to see this in a large body of work with Rodon. What's your thought of Rodon, Caputo?
Okay, yeah. My concern is the starting pitching staff. I think they improved the offense with getting Soto and Verdugo, so that's not my worry. It's the pitching staff, and yeah, Carlos Rodon. I mean, he's the key. He's the benefactor. He's the X factor, as you would say. If he doesn't have a bounce back this year, the Yankees are definitely in a lot of trouble this year. He has to have a huge season. He's key because that's all you hear people saying. If Rodon doesn't have a bounce back, the Yankees are in serious trouble. So yeah, he has to be great. And he's got to stay healthy. And Nestor Cortez is another one. I mean, those two.
Let's stick with Rodon real quick with that. As right now, if I'm telling you right now, Michael, it is. Do you trust in September where we're 1.5 games with 7 to go, holding on for the American League East, but here comes the surging Orioles. Do you trust Rodon to give you not just winning, a quality start to fend off the surging Orioles to try to hold on to American League East right now, without knowing, not seeing throw a pitch by past reputation? Again, what's your thoughts? Okay, rightfully so.
Yeah, I have to. No, I have to say no on that. I don't trust him, and I was one of the. If you remember, I was one of the fan favorites of signing this guy last year.
That's fine. And we all make mistakes.
I'm very disappointed. Yeah,
Mike, we all make mistakes. Trust me, we all make mistakes in life or make poor decisions. And so forth. Yeah. Did the Yankees make a poor decision? Only time will tell. Right now, for the short history, because we tend to be a microwave fandom in every aspect when it comes to all sports. We tend to be a microwave instant reaction type of fan base, not just Yankee fans. We're talking about all sports in general, because we even see it in the wrestling. People want Cody Rhodes now. Yeah. Again, I'm not gonna jump off track to get right to stay with baseball.
Yeah.
We got to still see the length of Carlos Rodon's contract and what he brings to the New York Yankees. We might not be seeing that Carlos Rodon, and I'm trying to be the other side of the coin where I didn't like the Rodon signing. You know that. Everyone knows that. Everyone sees that. Yeah, to me, he gave us hopefully he didn't give us fool's goals on 2 years of really good pitching. I know he pitched to a sub-3 ERA in San Francisco and all that good stuff. But prior to that, he always had the injury bug. My point is, his work ethic or his command of pitching or his professionalism could benefit a guy like a Nestor Cortez, some of the young Yankee pitchers in the game, in their roster, in their camp, how to prepare, how to conduct themselves as a professional, get their body right, get command, not make the mistakes that Rodon did. Listen, I tried this, and I got injured in this year. Those type of things go way heavily or mightily on an organization. So I'm trying to find a good positive guys before killing Rodon. As of right now, my confidence level on Carlos Rodon is like around 35%. I trust him to finish out the season. Let me ask you this. If you could go right now and I ask you, Carlos Rodon, if he gives you 130 innings, do you sign up for it right now on February 18th?
You talking about in spring training?
No. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, we're looking ahead. This is a look ahead glass. Hey, why not? All these other guys do all these hypotheticals. One little hypothetical. Let's go in September or October. The season's over. Carlos Rodon gave you 125 innings. Do you take that right now? Sign up if you're a Yankee fan. I'm
in the middle.
Okay. You want more, or do you want, or you think it's still a little disappointed?
Still a little disappointed. I want. That's why they have to get another starting pitcher. I think we need another starter.
No, but Rick, let's not jump that. Let's just stay with that content, because we're going to jump into those. All those topics are going to come in. I just don't want to be all over the place. I want to stick with that right now. We're going to go to Nestor Cortez next.
I want a little more because he was hurt most of the whole season. So I do want more.
Fair. That's a fair one. I expect Rodon to have a bounce back here. He can't be any worse than last season. And when he pitches, he's a good pitcher. I agree with you on that. But he's got to give us that longevity, because he has right now. He's only given us two seasons of really good pitching, but he's had more of injury-ridden season. There's more cons than pros when it comes to Carlos Rodon. Now, when he's on, he is right there, number 2. Number two
Yeah.
pitcher for the New York Yankees, who is
Yes.
going to elevate them into, top of the American League East. Or not just American League East, an American League, period, with that 1-2 punch. Me personally, I would like to get 135 innings from Rodon. And because you know why I'm going by that barometrics? Because we know that Marcus Stroman will give you 140. That's part of his clause there.
Yeah.
Part of and I want to go 135. Although Rodon is a much better pitcher than Marcus Stroman for now, but we'll get to Stroman as well. I kind of put 135. I want to take 5 less starts. Whatever it is, the case is, arm fatigue, whatever the angle is, and I want to just add that there. Now, Nestor Cortez, we've seen that renaissance with him. We've seen him pitch well. He became an all-star. Last year was injuries. Injury plagued. Could be because he pushed his body to some pitching limits or pitching maximization that he had never had in his career. But in last year, he paid a little price. Maybe he now knows how to prepare his body better. What to expect on a longevity pitching run. Nestor Cortez, do you feel that he could? And also, he's going to go enter free agency. I always said it, and I said it time and time again. Nothing motivates a professional. They're already great they're one of the best in the world. Nothing motivates even more these guys to take their talents to another level when they're about to make that generational changing money.
Yes.
Do you trust Nestor Cortez to bounce back?
He's another question mark. With Cortez, he had that great season last year. Was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
All-Star year. Yeah, he's another one. I mean, he could be like a one-hit wonder. And he has another year after this, so he's a free agent 2026, I believe.
Okay.
So, he's another one. Very. The question is, with Nestor Cortez is, can he pitch in a full season like he did 2 years ago? Because it seems like this guy, I don't know, doesn't have the stamina of being a starter. I mean, he proved it 2 years ago, but it seems like that affected him last year because he. Well, look what happened, the injuries, and then he was out for most of the season. So I don't really know if this guy could pitch in another full season. He's another one that I really don't know much about.
So right now, we got 2/5 of the starting rotation in question marks.
Yeah.
That's 2/5. And we still have we haven't got to the other starters right now.
Yeah.
For Nestor Cortez, my opinion, he doesn't rely on overthrowing the baseball.
No.
He relies on location, cutting the corners, up and down movement, getting ahead of the count, working to a quicker pace, keeping hitters off balance.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm going to attribute it a little bit, he didn't really have kind of his catcher in Jose Trevino, who had a lot of plague injuries. I think Nestor Cortez is going to have a good bounce back season. Do I think he's going to return as an all-star level pitcher? I cannot tell you right now because it's only February, guys. The same thing with Rodon. Why are you hard on Rodon and not hard on Nestor Cortez before you ask that question? Is because Nestor doesn't rely on overthrowing the fastball, although Rodon is throwing the baseball at 97 miles an hour. I mean, early, but it's early. There's no one around you. You could, ramp it up a little bit and all that good stuff. I trust Nestor Cortez a little more than Carlos Rodon as we speak. Funny or not, because Rodon got his money. Doesn't mean that he's gonna mail it in. No, he's a professional. He's a pro. He's gonna do he's gonna earn his. He's gonna work his butt off. He knows that. This is the city. He embraced that challenge signing with the New York Yankees. But Nestor Cortez, I think he wants to make that generational type of money. He gets it. He gets it to hard work and persevere and not having the God gift ability to fall off and just throw 99. He knows he's got to work and put the work in. I trust Nestor Cortez to want to get better. And I think he's going to have a bounce back season. But that's another if. We'll see. If I get 130, 100, actually him, I would see I'd like to get 120 innings from Nestor Cortez, to be honest with you. I'll take that right now. Again, this is just speculating and right now in spring training, what ifs. There's a lot of what ifs on this team. We'll go into our third starter, our free agent signing, Marcus Stroman. What I want to talk about Marcus Stroman, the pitcher.
Okay.
The guy who gets the baseball, who pitches to contact, who gets the ground balls, who keeps the ball from being elevated in the air. Continue to be a good workhorse. solid innings eater. Michael, is there anything else that I'm missing from Marcus Stroman as a pitcher as we speak right now?
Well, I mean, I look at Marcus Stroman as a back of the end rotation guy and nothing more. I don't think he's a number one or number two. The missing ingredient, well, I mean, the fact that he's not like a dominant number two after Garrett Cole, we need that number, that dominant number two. And I guess you could say his antics. I mean, even though I eliminate that now, I just want this guy to be really good and I guess deliver for the Yankees. But there is something missing. The fact that he's not, he doesn't get us over the hump.
Okay, fair aspect, fair assessment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with you there. On paper, he doesn't really pull you over that needle. He's not a needle mover.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. The kid is relishing. He's salivating to always wanted to put on the New York Yankee uniform.
Oh, yeah, he was a Yankee fan growing up, yeah.
Correct. He came in also wearing one of his championship hats.
98 World Series championship hat. Yep.
There's something about that wanting and the reason that, and of course he started unfollowing a lot of Yankee fans on Twitter, which means nothing. Guys, it doesn't mean anything.
I don't even really care about that.
Whoopie-doo. Good job. Whoopie-doo. It doesn't mean anything. But here's the thing. He is up to the challenge, up to the big task at hand.
Yeah.
To go and put on that Yankee pinstripe and be a wow factor. Let me ask you this right now, and I hate to put this comparison. I'm not comparing them, guys, but I'm asking this question. What if Marcus Stroman gives you the Orlando Hernandez El Duque type of career? Would you sign up for that? It was short. It was a short career.
If he does that 2 years and he gets a championship out of it, then I'll
well, the championship, that's why I didn't want to do it result driven, but if he gives you that kind of pitching, let's go with, if he does that, he pitches like Orlando Hernandez, I think everybody would like, you know what, let's go for it.
El Duque was money, and especially in the postseason.
Exactly. And was he? And El Duque was never touted to be one of the top, not even top three
he was like
in the rotation.
He was like a number three El Duque.
Number 4 at times, 3. They didn't expect. If Marcus Stroman could give us that kind of performance pitching wise for the New York Yankees, I think the fan base will be very satisfied. I think.
I think so.
I think we'll be satisfied, but we don't know. That's the big what if. The point is that he wants to be here and he's motivated, helps us, and it makes the blow of not missing out on the other free agent pitchers a better pill to swallow, because you know what, the other guy who never throw a pitch in the major leagues, chickened out of coming to New York, wanted to go to Buddy to play footsie under the table with his buddy Ohami over there, and he's gone. He didn't want to be here. You don't want guys that don't want to be here. You don't want to be in the Bronx. You don't want to wear this beautiful emblem on your chest. We don't need you. Simple. You don't want to be here. You don't want to go. What? You don't like the Major Deegan? Take a hike. Go sit in that expressway. Get out of here with that, man. All right, let's go to the last starting pitcher. Clarke Schmidt. Biggest question mark, because Clarke Schmidt closed out the second half strong. I thought, everybody, here comes a Clarke Schmidt on watch along. Impressive for Clarke Schmidt, Caputo. But I'm going to ask this question. Do we see a little bit of a letdown because of the innings that he pitched? He pitched strong innings. We saw that from Nestor Cortez, had a little issues after that All-Star with the innings limits. Do we see something with Clarke Schmidt regurgitating and going back a little?
Yeah, I think we're going to see pretty much more of the same as Schmidt. He's a number 5 starter. Can't really expect much out of the guy. I don't like him. I know a lot of these Yankee fans, I think, are overhyping this guy too much, saying that he's good, but he's a number 5 starter. You can't. What do you expect out of a number 5? He's going to give you what he gives you.
He's the number 5 starter currently.
Yeah.
Let me ask this: knowing what you see with his stuff, is there room for him to grow up that pitching chart?
Yeah, maybe possibility.
So why not us? Why not? Can it be? I know there's a lot of what ifs, of course.
Yeah.
what if Clark Schmidt takes that next ascendant and becomes a number 3? Dare I say, by the end of the season, heading into the postseason, he becomes, dare I say, number 2. I mean, that's a big what if, guys. I understand that.
That's
What
unusual.
if? That's a huge what if. That's got to be in a perfect world. But listen, everything went bad last year. Last year, everything went bad for the New York Yankees from a toe or from all the
Yeah.
disaster that happened to the Yankee season last year.
Mhm.
Concussion, not diagnosed the concussion correctly. We know the whole story of 2023 New York Yankees, and it's
Yeah.
sometimes the fortunes could change to everything. Every little break happens to the New York Yankees. We shall see. So our pitching staff, there's a lot of, you could say 4/5 of the pitching staffs, guys, are all question marks.
Yep.
Everyone we put a number or our thoughts of what ifs, and there's a lot of question marks. Now, there's a lot of upsides. Marcus Stroman could turn into Orlando Hernandez and become a hell of a pitcher for the New York Yankees. Where remember, he was leading, he was in the Cy Young candidacy there until July, and then everything, we had a little bit of minor injury and fell off with the Cubs, which kind of pivot the Cubs from keeping all their players and not trading, where now they're regretting it, but that's their problem. And he was pitching well. Also, Ken Nestor Cortez returned back to that all star that we saw him 2 years ago. That's another positive. Rodon couldn't be healthy and continue to lead continue, and dare I say, be one of the top 3 pitchers in strikeouts in the American League, giving the Yankees strikeouts and swing and a miss where they don't have to, and quick innings. That could be on the table too
Yeah.
for 2024. And can Clark Schmidt take that next step from coming out of the number 5 and become a reliable starter that you could throw him every 5 days? You're gonna get right now a number 3 type of start innings. When he
Yeah.
doesn't have it, learn how to become a pitcher in the major leagues and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of what if question marks there.
Yeah.
A lot of what if question marks.
A lot of question marks on his team in general.
Right, exactly. Also, we go to the bullpen. Clay Holmes, he's going in as a closer.
Yeah.
He's going in a closer. You got some nice pieces here with some mix up with some mismatch. Guys are coming in. You got Caleb Ferguson from the Dodgers, left-hander, taking the Waldy Peralta role. Your thoughts on the bullpen? I hate to say this. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
I have some problems with the bullpen. I don't like Clay Holmes closing at the 9th inning. That's like my main concern, actually. I think if we had like a top closer, I'd say their bullpen would be in great shape. But yeah, Clay Holmes closing that out. Oh, and you got it. Scott Efros is already hurt.
Chirino was brought in on a 1-year deal back.
Yeah, he's also not going to come back until mid-season.
I gotta get. Yeah, I agree with you. Loizaga needs to step up big time here.
Yeah, he's a huge question mark. And already I said Scott Efros. I said don't rely on him. And already he's going to be out until the summer. So
Wow.
I don't think people were really that shocked. And he had just had back surgery when the guy just got Tommy John, and then on top of that he had back surgery. So he's not going to be back until like June, it seems like. So I mean, there's question marks in that bullpen, man. I think the main concern is a closer. I think we need a closer too.
I think Holmes will be fine. I think Holmes will be okay. I'm not gonna worry too much.
Don't forget they traded for Victor Gonzalez too. Another good move.
Victor Gonzalez, another arm that's in the bullpen. That's why I'm not worried too much, Mike. Do we have that bona fide guy that we know that's gonna throw? There is no Class A in the Yankee bullpen. I get it. There isn't a guy that we know, and we got spoiled. We got spoiled by the greatest of all time in Mariano Rivera. It was going to happen that we were going to look for a closer, but I think Holmes it's a steady guy who could get you there. Are you going to be totally comfortable? I can see where you're not. You might be like 75% uncomfortable with Clay Holmes coming in and try to close a 1-run game. I get it, Yankee fans, but I think we're going to be fine with the bullpen because I think Brian Cashman's strength is recognizing and getting arms, and Mike Harkey, who doesn't get a lot of credit as a bullpen coach.
Yeah.
Hell of a guy who could get the best out of these guys in the bullpen, warming up, getting ready, getting prepared, keeping their bodies free, keeping their arms fresh, and be effective. So I really like Mark Harkey, the way he handles a bullpen. So I'm not worried with him.
I'm more worried about the rotation than I am the bullpen, but I think their bullpen is is good to go, I guess. If they can add a closer at the deadline, they can add a closer. And remember, you don't really need an elite closer to win a World Series. Look at all the teams that the Texas Rangers, they didn't have an elite closer last year. He wasn't even good, the guy, and they won a World Series.
Right. And that's why we're talking about. We have, and I don't think, to be honest with you, that unit, I'm not worried. I am not worried with that unit when it comes to the bullpen. I'm worried more on the starting lineup. Now, we'll talk about now let's talk about the outfield. We talk, so I don't want, before I give, let me get your grade on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel the bullpen? If you
The bullpen?
Yeah. How do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10?
7.
A 7. Fair.
Yeah.
Starting pitching, your starting 5, your first starting 5.
That's 6.
That's a 6. Fair number. I you know what? Fair number. I can see that. I think the bullpen to me is an 8.5. And the starting pitching for me is a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 personally right now. Now let's go to the outfield. You have you on the depth. We got Verdugo, new acquisition. We got Grisham, who's going to be a utility outfielder to come in for defensive purposes. Of course, the big acquisition with Juan Soto in that trade. We got Giancarlo Stanton, as well as Aaron Judge returning from the toe surgery and the toe injury. Now, that I think the outfield to me is stacked because you got Grisham, who could play multiple positions. Also, you have Cabrera, Oswaldo Cabrera, who could come in also in case of emergency, and he was a good utility outfielder who could play other positions. And I like the Yankees outfield is solid.
Their outfield is great. I love their outfield. Verdugo, Judge, and Soto. To me, that's 9 out of 10. I mean, that's
and we don't give it a 10, guys, because everything has to be perfect.
Yeah,
we could give it a 9.5 because you got 2 generational.
You know why I don't give it a 10?
Out there.
One reason I don't give it a 10 because Soto is not great defensively. That's the only thing about him.
But he'll make up for it in his bat.
Oh yeah.
And one is, and also you don't give it really a strong 10 because one of them. Although you could debate, we could have that debate with Judge, not a center fielder, is a center fielder. Yeah. None of them there besides Grisham, honestly, is a true center fielder. So you don't really have a true defensive center fielder there starting to give it a real 10. But you're giving them like you could pretty much say a Major League Baseball all-star outfielder for an all-star game. That's what they look like, guys. Maybe one guy play out of position in center at times, either Soto or Judge, or and I like that. Now let's go to the catcher's position. This is a big one because I put that in the chat as we say hello to Chris the Flash who's joining us. Chris, salute, Chris. I asked this here about the catcher position. Yankees are coming in with a lot of catching prospects, and of course Jose Trevino. Jose Trevino, former All-Star. I like Jose Trevino. No Kyle Higashioka. He was part of that trade, no longer here. Yeah. Now, we know Trevino is one of the catchers. Now, backup catcher is up in the air. It could be from Austin Wells, Ben Rortvedt, even Ben Rice.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, the catcher position's a little tricky. I like Trevino. See, this is where it gets tricky. I love their outfield, but the infield is the concern here. But yeah, getting to the catcher situation, they have a lot of options they could go with. They actually have 5 or 6 catches the Yankees carry, I believe. So you could go anywhere between Trevino, Ben Rortvedt. They signed somebody else on a minor league deal. Ben Rice, I don't think is even ready yet. He's not going to come up for a while, but they have options. Trevino's good. He's a solid hitter. He's an excellent defensive catcher. He's actually the best framer in baseball. Defensive-wise, he's right up there with Realmuto. But hitting-wise, he's solid. So it's just about health, I guess. But I'm not extremely crazy about their catcher. But Trevino is. I mean, you can't have an all-star at every position. I mean, he is what he is. Trevino. He's good. He's solid.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that. You said something that it's going to go back to our first topic.
Yeah.
With Trevino, the best framer in baseball.
He is.
And who had an all-star career or all-star appearance when Trevino started working with that pitcher was Nestor Cortez.
Yeah.
Trevino was injured for a lot of part of the season last year. Yankees struggled a little bit. No disrespect to Kyle. Kyle helped get. We did have a Cy Young Award pitcher on our staff. It says something about our catchers as well.
Yeah, they definitely don't need a catcher, the Yankees. The catcher situation is good.
Right. They had a Cy, it's not like we didn't produce a Cy Young Award pitcher. Catching when it comes to defensive metrics, framing and all that, I think they're solid behind the plate. The backup catcher behind Trevino is going to be very interesting. And
Yeah.
before we go that, let's look at the non-roster invitationals
Okay.
coming here for the New York Yankees. These are the 2024 non-roster invitations. They have an opportunity to try to make a name, or the Yankees going to see what they have there, and anyone gets hot or opens some eyes, they might even sign him to a minor league deal and so forth.
Yeah.
Of course, we see that everyone thought Jeter Downs was out of the Yankee organization, but they brought him back as a non-roster. Jeter Downs could make an opportunity to make the team.
They also
But let's look.
Oscar Gonzalez. They claimed him and then cut him, so he might be a factor too on the team in the outfield. On the Indians.
Yeah. Let's look at the catching ones. You have Jazz BRONX, never heard of him. JC Escrada, never heard of him. Ben Rice, of course, that's the big prospect, and Luis Torrens. Here's the reason why I wanted to talk about the catching guys. Ben Rortvedt is out. I believe he's getting out of options. The Yankees going to have to make him either the catcher or not. Austin Wells is going to have to put up a huge spring training if he's going to make the team. And my question is, if Austin Wells do not show great defensive improvement, are you comfortable with Ben Rortvedt behind the plate? Ben hasn't been healthy either. I'm not either.
Not really. Yeah, Austin Wells too. Yeah, I forgot about him too. No, I'm not. I don't like Ben Rortvedt. And remember, he was part of that Donaldson trade, and that gives me bad vibes.
Bad juju.
Yeah, bad juju with the Donaldson and Connor Falefa trade. So he's almost like a bad omen. So now I don't like Ben Rortvedt as the backup guy.
All right.
But that Austin Wells is the backup.
Okay, I could see that there personally. Interesting. I got to see Austin Wells. He has a stigma of not being a good defensive catcher.
I know.
Hopefully that could be turned around. We had and this is two different positions, and I'm not saying this player is going to be like this other player. We drafted a kid from Callaloo, Michigan, who was a terrible shortstop defensively, and he worked with Brian Butterfield, and he is the most greatest Yankee ever in Derek Jeter. So I'm not going to go by when they say in the minor leagues they're not that good defensively. I got to see it in the majors. My point is guys work their asses off. And I wouldn't be surprised if Austin Wells become a real good catcher. Listen, I mean, look, Mike Piazza wasn't the greatest either. Look where he is.
Yeah.
Look who he is, So I'm not saying he's going to be Jeter. I'm not going to say he's Piazza, but I'm not going to put too much stock on when they say, I got it, Jimmy Liritz. Look how Jimmy Liritz was.
Yeah.
Jimmy Liritz, he wasn't a good catcher, but my God, he was clutch, in 95 and 1995 and 96, back-to-back years, Yes. So
are we going to talk about the other positions too?
We're going to go to the position. We're doing the end. We just did catcher. We did the outfield. We did the starters. We did, this video card subject to change. This is we haven't even seen a spring. We're 1 week away before the first spring training kicks off officially for the season, and we're going to start seeing some intricate parts. Guys coming in looking good. Who's going to surprise? Who's going to have a good spring training? We're talking about now without seeing a pitch, seen at all, not seen, and guys reporting. Tomorrow, position players report to the major league compounds, to their respective teams that are signed. And, of course, we're just giving you our what ifs and what thoughts there. We'll go to third base. Yankees are comfortable bringing in a injury-ridden third base, older player in the 30s, and DJ LeMahieu. Concern?
Yeah, that's a whole. Okay, now that was one of the things they had to get in the offseason. Remember, their main needs were left field, center field, third base, and pitching. That was their thing. And third base is a hole on this team. Yes, DJ LeMahieu is an aging third baseman, 36 years old. Can't rely on DJ LeMahieu. He gets injured every year. And even when he does stay healthy, he hits you like 250, 260. I don't know why. I hear some of these fans say that he had a better second half last year, but I didn't see it. He's just declining, and that turned out to be a really bad contract. And I think the Yankees have to seriously look for a third baseman at the trading deadline, maybe trade for Luis Arias. I would love that move because LeMahieu is not the answer at third. And we're going to go with Peraza. I mean, that's one of their glaring holes, I think, is third base in the infield.
I'm going to agree with you I'm gonna agree with you there. DJ
Yeah,
LeMahieu has shown to break down. I would have liked the DJ LeMahieu to be that utility who could play first base, second base, third base when
yeah,
give guys some time in that. I like when he's that part that moves around and give guys spells and blows and play
yeah,
there when because it keeps them fresh as well. Because I don't want to maybe the Yankees are thinking different reversal. I'm trying to flip the coin the other side. Well, if we give DJ a steady position and we leave him at third, maybe he won't be injury prone where he's got to
yeah,
change his footwork at first base or his angles of getting to the baseball at second base, vice versa. I'm just putting that out there and being that devil's advocate.
yeah,
But here's the thing, Yankee fans. Third base is normally known for your power position. You can say, well, we're going to get that from Soto, we're going to get that from Judge, but you kind of want that power hitting third
yeah.
baseman. Yeah, and even if you put Peraza at third, you're not going to get the power output there that you need from your third baseman and pick the ball. So it's interesting to see that the Yankees' big hole there is at third
Third. Yeah,
third base here. I agree with you. If a third baseman arise, no pun intended,
yeah.
around the trading deadline, I think the Yankees will be inquiring and thinking about
Oh,
it.
yeah,
But remember, the Yankees are operating at over $300 million. So what does that mean, guys? Every other dollar they add in payroll, if you add $1, it becomes $2. If you add 10 million, it's 20 million. If it's 30 million, it's 60. I don't know if the Yankees are willing to do that investment. Now, when it comes to the trading deadline, they're going to have to only pay that half of the season. So that's
yeah.
why I think they're going to hold off for trading deadline to add players because they want to see where the team is, where the temperature is, and they're going to go for. So they look like they're going to be very active in the trading deadline, in my
I
opinion.
thought in the offseason they were going to trade DJ LeMahieu. I thought he was either going to be LeMahieu or Gleyber Torres, but they held on to both of them, which was a shock to me. I mean, but yeah, I thought they were going to make
Maybe there isn't a better alternative. We'll go well. So
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with DJ. I think that the Yankees third baseman is at a 4, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah,
If I got to give it a grade, it's a 4. I'm very
I'd say
worried.
3.
That
That's it.
there you go. Now we go to the shortstop. We're coming from a neophyte who won Gold Glove. Did he become Rookie of the Year? I don't think he was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, no, he was Gold Glove. He
Gold
hit to
Glove.
Anthony Volpe. Oh boy.
Now mixed reaction. He won a Gold Glove. Do you
Yeah.
think that was smoke and mirrors, or you think he really deserved the Gold Glove?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I missed a lot of games last year. I didn't even watch last season, but from what I saw, I guess he was good enough to get Gold Glove defensively. I mean, hitting wise, he was not good. I don't. 209 was very. I mean, all the hype on this kid. They were saying he was going to be like the next Jeter, and then he hit 209. But
That's
yeah,
the problem. That's
yeah,
the issue. We're putting that bar extremely high on that young man.
yeah. That's
Now,
why. Yeah,
when it comes to the shortstop position, I asked that question with a rhetorical answer and I'm glad you got the Jeter thing out of the way. But
yeah.
the reason why I asked that question about defensively, you didn't see it because compared to kind of Falefa, compared to Gleyber Torres at shortstop, what was there prior before he took over he steadied that position.
Yeah.
He bought a calm presence with the glove. And of course, despite the fact that he's hearing rumblings in the back that Peraza is a better defensive shortstop.
I didn't see it, though. I didn't see the defensive greatness in him last year, Volpe. I don't know why he got one to Gold
Okay,
Glove.
that's
Yeah.
fine. But sometimes simplicity weighs so high. What's the
Yeah.
point of doing all these spectacular moves where you're diving and you're doing this and you're bare handling and flipping?
Mhm.
And of course, they said Ray Ordonez was, oh my God, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'll take Jeter 20 times over than Ray Ordonez playing shortstop.
Mhm.
And Ray Ordonez made the highlight reels more than Derek Jeter. So
Yeah.
that's a little overrated. I'm very comfortable with Volpe. The one thing that concerns me with Volpe, the swing. He has too much
Yeah.
of a long swing. I wish someone would work with him to make it short, impactful. He's got, right now we don't need the power numbers from Volpe. It's nice to see we have a shortstop that can hit the home runs that Volpe does,
I'll
but
give
it
that.
leads to a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, I'll give that position a 4. He can't hit
Wow,
209. Yeah, he can't hit
that's
209.
low.
I'm not going.
I'm actually going there with a 7 or an 8.
I'm not
I
big
like
on.
I'm you know what? That's a position I'm not worried because I know if he's a Gold Glover and if you got Trevino, um, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. And I,
The
like
problem is
like
it's
Austin says,
the batting average.
and he could easily be a 30-30 hit player, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases.
Yeah,
The kid is lightning on the base pads. I want him on. That's why I want him to cut down the strikeouts and the long swing, give
yeah.
short, impactful swing where he could get on base, draw some walks, hit some bloops, hit the other way, and then put those wheels on. Because if he's gonna bat seventh or if he's gonna bat 7, 8, or 9, and he's on base, creating havoc. Still, and you got your big guys coming up, and Soto batting second, or Judge third, or whatever way the lineups come out, it's gonna put stress on the pitchers. And guess
Yeah.
what?
Well,
Our horses are gonna see better pitches, and they're gonna
my problem is
deposit them.
the batting average. He cannot hit 209 again. If he hits
I agree.
209 again, that's going to be That's it. I mean, see, if he hits 265, 270, I'm good. Even 255 is
Yeah,
not. But he
no,
can't hit 209 again.
and then also, and Chris made a great point. Volpe had to be thrust in the higher part of the lineup because of the
Yeah.
injuries, and now his responsibility or his attack in that lineup changed.
Yeah.
And and for a rookie player, it's tough because now you're changing him to change what he got him to the dance because the team needs this now, and hopefully he settles down where there's gonna be not a lot of injuries, and they're gonna ask him to do your spot. I need you to get on base whichever way, either via walk, singles, whatever the case is. And now we're going to rely on your wheels to put pressure and stress on the opposing pitchers because we got these horses coming up who are RBI machines, and hopefully we could become a high potent offense. That's what we're hoping for. I'm not worried about Anthony Volpe. Be honest with you, I'm not worried with him. And I was like, and none of that sophomore slump
Yeah.
jinx because 201 he can't hit worse than 200. Around the 200, low 200. So I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna have a good year. I think he's okay as you know, as long as he's not making these stupid errors around, and I don't think he will because that's
Yeah,
even with the pressure with with Peraza there, chopping on a bit to take his job. Falefa was there too in case but on break in case of emergency shortstop. I'm okay with that. I think Volpe will be fine. Let's go to the second base. This is the most intriguing position, personally for me, and I'm gonna explain why. When it comes to Gleyber Torres, final year of his arbitration. Now he'll be a free agent. Second base, Gleyber Torres. What's your thoughts on him, and what's your number of confidence with a Gleyber Torres?
Okay. Well, Gleyber Torres is very, very streaky. He's up and down. He's sporadic, but he did have a very good season last year. But I still don't trust Torres. I give him actually 6.57, but I'm still like iffy with the inconsistency of he hits really good. He go into a month where he's on fire, and then the second month he could just be totally awful. But I mean, yeah, I mean for the time being, well, he's not going to be here on the long term, but yeah. I mean Torres is one of their more consistent was one of the more consistent hitters last season, but he's not consistent throughout. Like he has to do that the whole season. I mean he's too up and down Torres. I don't know if he's gonna have another season like that again. I'm like on the fence with him. I'm not like 100% sold. He's too like he goes into too many like dry spells.
All right.
But I give it 6 or 7.
Chris thinks Torres will hit 280 and 40 home runs. Chris is thinking along the lines I'm
No
thinking.
way.
Here's the
Freaking
reason,
way.
and I
No
wanted to
way.
say that he was very intriguing to me. I've said it time and time again. I say it here like a broken record when it comes to all my sports analogy. These guys are the best of the best. And again, I said it earlier in the broadcast. Nothing motivates a professional athlete even more to have those career years when they're about to make that generational changing money like a Gleyber Torres. Like look at Aaron Judge, banked on himself. Look at the numbers he had. I'm not saying he's gonna hit 60 plus bombs, but I think Gleyber Torres is gonna show us an inkling of why he was considered to be an MVP type of caliber player. I don't say he's gonna win. I'm not saying he's winning the MVP, but if he does, bienvenue. Well, we receive that because one thing I wanted to see Gleyber Torres play for that final year of a deal in a Yankee uniform with
Yeah, he's not going to be
Aaron
fun.
Judge, and Juan Soto and company in this lineup. Where if Volpe start getting on base and guys are playing to the back of the baseball cards, I kind of want to see what a Gleyber Torres has that with better hitting around him, and especially in the position of second base. I gotta see what Gleyber Torres does. Johnny Davis, salute Johnny Davis.
Um,
Good evening to you,
I
my
did think
friend.
they were going to trade Torres on 2 occasions, and they didn't. But it looks like they're going to hang on to him too. But I will say one thing: I don't think they're going to resign him next year because
Oh,
everything is going to be on Soto. So I think they're going to focus on that. And I just don't think Torres is a winning player. I just he's too up.
that's a good point that you meant. Is he a winning player? You see, sometimes he gets a little lackadaisical, nonchalant
Yeah, he says
at times.
280, 40
Um,
home runs.
I think he's gonna hit around there. I think he's gonna hit 35 home runs, and his batting average is gonna be around 295, 292. I think Soto. I think Gleyber Torres is gonna have a good season. My opinion. I think he's gonna be really really out there, man. Where he's gonna want to make that money to other teams, especially he's 26, 25, 26 years old. And he's coming to a free agency with that kind of numbers, and for a second baseman, teams will salivate on throwing him because you could invest 7-8 years on a Gleyber Torres for other franchises where you're going to get longevity with that contract, and it's going to behoove him. It's going to behoove him
Yeah.
to play well on that. Now we'll move on
Okay.
to the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo, we know what happened with the concussions, also the age. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go first on this with Anthony Rizzo. I have no confidence what we get in
No,
that, and I love Anthony Rizzo.
no,
You know that.
I give that a 4.
I have no confidence of what when it comes to head injuries
Anthony Rizzo, boo. I'm sorry, I
and
don't
the
like
way the neck impingement, the
it.
way that went there to first base. One thing I am disappointed with the New York Yankees not bringing in a backup first baseman. Although you could say, well, that's DJ LeMahieu, but yeah, but you don't have a third baseman. You know, I'm worried we don't have a backup first baseman. We also saw, we traded, was it Bowers to the Brewers.
Yeah,
We don't have a first baseman on the roster. Nothing. No one is kind of separated itself in the minor leagues, up and coming first baseman. That concerns me when it comes to the first base. And they could say, well, any moron could play first base. Not really. First baseman, it's a different
and
position.
Kevin, you know what else? It gets so annoying. All these Yankee fans, all they keep saying was, "Oh, before he had the concussion, he was hitting so great." But this guy, look at his numbers since he came to the Yankees. They completely dropped. I mean, he. I look at him as like a 240 hitter. Rizzo's another one. Look, I know he won with the Cubs, but I'm just not big on Rizzo either. I just think it's
I
another.
know you're big on because you wanted Matt Olson. You were a big Matt Olson
Yeah,
guy, and
yeah.
and time and time and time has given you the right to say that. The time has you have won
Yeah.
the argument with time. Revisionist history. You actually are on point with that. But we got Rizzo now for the final year here. Rizzo
Oh, God.
again. The same thing I'm going to say about when Rodon. Rizzo brings a different style of professionalism, conduct with all the young
Yeah.
players. But I am worried that the Yankees do not have a backup first baseman
No,
at
they don't
all
even have a backup.
in an organization that you be like, what, blue chipper, growing up, growing. Just because you're 6'7" doesn't mean you're gonna play first base. You got to have a natural first baseman, and they don't have one. I'm a little worried. That's a position I'm extremely worried.
Yeah, I don't
Rizzo
think
was
Rizzo's a winning player either. I think he's just another like average, below average hitter. He's like, he's just there. He's just like in the background. No, Olsen was
But
the one.
he's not. But here it is. Here's what my argument to that. What you say below him. Rizzo's not here to be a number 3 hitter. Rizzo's just here to be give me solid first base. Give me prime on first base, and I need you to bat in the 7th order. Use the short porch when you could pull some pitches and work the count and slap the ball the opposite way. What he does, I think he fits well, but I don't know about the head injury and the health
Yeah,
for Rizzo. That concerns me.
yeah,
That's my big concern.
and I like his defense, but I just don't think he's make a break. I don't think like he's a guy that like what I'm saying. He's not a game changer. Like I don't think any 29 other teams would take Rizzo on their team. I don't think this team's calling up that want him.
I get you. There's the issue when it comes to the Yankees. When you're traditional power corners, there is no power at third and at first, and that becomes a little bit of an issue. And I think, and a lot of baseball purists or fundamentalists don't see those numbers. Let me ask you this, chat. I'm asking you, chat. I'm asking Caputo.
Okay.
Do you see combined 45 home runs between first and third for the Yankees?
No.
Exactly.
No way.
And I understand you could say that, well, Wade Boggs didn't hit 2 home runs there.
Yeah.
Boggs was a leadoff hitter who, and then they bought Cecil Fielder at first base. We could go, Cheshire had, 30-plus home runs. Giambi. You had Manley.
Plus, he's old. See, that's the thing I don't like about this either. Too many old players. We need to get younger. There's too many 35, 36-year-olds on this team. Rizzo, Stan, LeMahieu. I mean, too many old guys. I mean, it's another problem.
And of course, baseball is a game where what you're going to win is pitching, timely hitting, and defense up the middle.
Yeah.
We got a Gold Glove winner at shortstop. We have a second baseman who could say top 5 in Major League Baseball. The concern is the center field position. Who's going to be your everyday center fielder? If the Yankees could get themselves very good defense up the middle, we know they're gonna hit the ball. They're gonna smash. They're gonna be okay. I think personally, without seeing them play a game in spring training at all. I know Vegas likes them in this and this. I think this is a 90-plus win team. I think so. I think they're 90-plus win team because they got pitching. Of course, there's a lot of ifs. We talked about it. Now, what's your thoughts here before we get to some other stuff?
Oh, we forgot to bring up Stanton. He's the last one in the lineup, Stanton.
There you go. Let's talk about Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh boy,
yes, that is a big one because I kind of don't want. You know why I left? You know why I left them out. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm expecting the worst, but hoping for the best when it comes to Giancarlo.
Okay,
Stanton. I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
You want to know what I give Stanton?
Yeah.
I give Stanton a 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
He is serviceable hitter,
yeah.
but again, I'm hoping for the best, but expecting the worst when it comes to Giancarlo.
I have no confidence in him. He's staying healthy.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Now,
yeah,
I wanted to talk about this because we got some pitchers that, due to weather, are going to work indoor. Cody Morris, who came on, we saw him come over. Clayton Beater, could be some names that could be from Spot Starts. Remember that name? Dwayne Underwood Jr., Mosqueda. One name that I want to talk about personally, pitching wise, to keep an eye out, guys. Mm-hmm. He went down May 22nd, and he didn't pitch all last season. I think from Spot Starts here. Luis Gil. Remember Luis Gil before getting injured was very, very serviceable, good pitcher. That's a name that could open up eyes for the Yankees, either for the bullpen or coming in as a starter when they need him and pitching well for the New York Yankees. Now, we're talking about the Yankees needing some pitching. Bob Nightingale, I have this here, was talking about that the Yankees might be interested on a short-term deal for Blake Snell. I don't know what Boris is doing with all his players or he's representing. It doesn't look good for him because no one from his top 5 is signed anywhere looking for that long-term deal. And baseball's changing. Baseball doesn't want it no longer. Although this is hypocritical. I'm going to say this, guys. Baseball right now has turned into the most hypocritical free agency sport in all of the world.
They also have to set a deadline, Kevin, because it's just ridiculous how these guys sign so late. I think Manfred even talked about that, and I don't like Manfred, but he said he's going to set a deadline.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. My point is why I think they're so hypocritical, because Major League Baseball teams don't want to spend money like the Oakland Athletics, the Royals. But meanwhile, they want money from the luxury tax. Oh, give me. That's one of the reasons why the Steinbrenners don't want to spend money. They don't want to. Why should I fund other teams like the Rays to come out and beat my ass with my own money? And I'm funding them to play the baseball teams while they're reaping from the TV deals profits and making more money on my expense. I get it. But here's these teams in Major League Baseball running out of their asses to go fly all the way to Japan. Nothing wrong with Japan. Again, going all the way over there to sign those players where they never seen them play in the major league and throw a pitch for MLB baseball shield. Don't and meanwhile you want to give $300+ million contracts to those idiots out there, and I'm gonna say it like that. Then taking care of our own Major League Baseball players who's been pitching and entertaining and putting their butts on the lines, their shoulders, their rotator cuffs on the line, and you don't want to give and meanwhile you're nickel and diming Blake Snell, you're nickel and diming Montgomery, you're nickel and diming all these Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, and all others. I find that so hypocritical. But meanwhile, you'll get the foreigner who's hasn't thrown a pitch for us. We don't know who he throws. Well, let's throw him $400 million. Let's give him $750 million. I find that hypocritical. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I find that hypocritical. What's wrong with Jordan Montgomery? Why can't we give him where's his contract at? Where's he? Where does he have to go to Korea to come back and pitch?
Yeah, it's crazy. And these guys, I could see like a Manny Machado and Harper, like waiting out so long because they were 26, 27, and they were generational talents. But I can't see a guy like a Jordan Montgomery, Cody Bellinger, and Blake Snell waiting this long. The fact that they don't have it close to the talent that
nonsense. That is nonsense. Utter halaki garbage. They should be getting they should be getting signed. And it should not just be only the Yankees. It should not only what is only the Yankees the only ones that make money? You've got, look at the Blue Jays. Why the Blue Jays can't? The Orioles, they got, they what's going on? What's going on? Steve Cohen, King, who wants the fan base to call him King Cohen. Not signing anyone.
Yeah, he didn't get nobody, and now they're saying
what's going on? Are they blackballing Boris here? It feels like it. It feels like if you're signed with a Scott Boras and Inc., you're getting blackballed. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of and I hope it goes the same way personally. It reminds me of Lamar Jackson who was on. That reminds me of the Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, he won MVP this year. Yes, they didn't go to the Super Bowl. I get it. I got it. But he got his team excited. My goodness. Blake Snell just won the Cy Young Award, the highest honor in the National League for the best pitcher. Regardless of the fact that you say, he only pitched 5 innings. He won the Cy Young Award. But meanwhile, you're willing to throw $350+ million to a guy who pitches with 6 days with a small little ass ball. And okay. All right. Wow. So So what are you telling our kids here in the United States? Don't bother. Don't waste playing Little League here because they're not gonna. You know what? They're not gonna sign you for the big money. That's the way I take it. Slap in the face for all the Little Leaguers out there. I'm gonna be honest.
You could also blame Scott Boras for this because Scott Boras is a menace. I mean, he's like slowing down free agency. He does this every season, and he's a big reason why these because a lot of these players represent Boras, and yeah, I mean he's a big reason why these guys why he drives the price up and why it takes months and months and months. And I just think that baseball will be a lot better without Scott Boras.
I mean, is that the question? Is that where we're heading here? Is that where we're heading here? Where Scott Boras is bad for baseball?
Yeah, I think so.
That's more the question. Not the intrigue of the American and a foreign player. Could be the agent.
That's crazy. I mean, he's like too much.
But here's what this is what you need to do: hire another agent. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple. Listen, if you're buying a house, or you're looking to sell your house, and your real estate agent ain't helping on working out, I made that mistake. I didn't fire my real estate agent. He was an idiot. I ended up doing the work. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I got a beautiful house now. But I could have had better contingency on my contract when I bought my house. You could fire your agent. You could ask for another agent. You could, Boris is controlling baseball with his absurd. And the thing is, Juan Soto's next. Juan Soto's next. He's a Boris client.
But now, I think Soto will be a Yankee forever. But I'm so sick of Sal Licata and these Met fans on WFAN saying, "Oh yeah, Bronx, rent Bronx and Queens buy." It's like can't these Met fans worry about their own team instead of worrying about the Yankees? Seriously.
I mean, it's a big brother, little brother complexion. But when at the end of the day, I think the Yankees. If the Yankees listen, this is my final thing. If the Yankees sign Blake Snell here, and they cave in and give him money, it's because Juan Soto's in the bag.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh wait, so you're saying if they sign Soto? Wait, if they sign Snell, you're saying Soto's going to stay or leave?
Yeah, he'll stay because I
Okay.
think they'll make a deal. We'll overpay for this one, but you got to you got to make sure I get Soto for match or have final say and offer for Juan Soto.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
he's staying
those
regardless.
kind of deals work. Those are the kind of deals they do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that's how. And I know right now we haven't seen the first pitch. We haven't seen anything at all whatsoever for baseball. Right now, I give Soto 89% that he'll stay. 90% he stays with the New York Yankees.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay. I think that's a no-brainer. But
Yeah.
according to all these journalists and these baseball experts, they're all saying because Scott Boras is his guy that he's going to leave. But well, I guess he's going to test free agency because Cashman already said he's not signing
No,
him
listen.
with extension.
What does it sound better saying that Juan Soto is available, or he only has eyes for the Yankees? Then what's the point of the? I'm gonna throw a name. What's the point of the Astros even asking for a meeting if he has only eyes for the Yankees? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not good business decision to say I only have eyes for New York Yankees. You
Yeah,
want everybody and their mother available in on it. So I believe that's why he's gonna say that he's gonna test free agency. It's smart. That's a smart move. But you could have that, you know, set in stone where not set in stone, but gentleman's agreement that it could go a certain way. Now, yeah, Chris says I can see Soto hitting 330, 350, 50 home runs. With the
yeah.
short porch, it could actually be attained. That could
I
be
think he'll hit
obtained.
45. Yeah, he's going to definitely hit over 300. I think he'll hit 45 home runs. Oh yeah, he's going to have a monster season.
Yeah, I think it'd be because he's a going to free agency. Yeah, you could see
Yeah,
330. I was gonna say 323 around there with high on base percentage. The Yankee, just a catalyst in that lineup for the New York Yankees. Personally, and yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely could see. I cannot wait to see him put on the pinstripes and go out there warm up for the
it's going to be
Yankees.
it's going to be
That's
a lot
gonna
of
be
fun.
yes, that's gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be a lot of must see for Soto. A lot of people's dream come true, including this guy here who's been calling for Soto for the Yankees for almost 2 years now. So I finally get him in
Yeah,
in our in the Yankees to see what it looks like for 160 plus games. We'll see, hopefully 160 plus. Let's see. I cannot wait to see what that looks like. That 1-2 punch with Soto and Judge back to back in the lineup, and I think that's gonna also help Stanton because we're not expecting him with a lot of expectation. He's gonna have some pressure off, slim down. I think Stanton's gonna have a pretty decent year. I don't feel confident in it, but it wouldn't surprise me. But you know what? Well, only time will tell. There's a lot of what ifs, guys, when it comes to the New York Yankees. So
yeah. Tell me about it.
there's a lot of what ifs,
But if they could
and
just find Blake Snell right now, I think this team is on their way, and
I'm
I
gonna
think
tell
this
you
is
this:
his favorite.
March 15th, if Blake Snell is not signed, he's not coming to the Yankees.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep.
You can't keep prolonging and waiting to see if these guys are going to pitch for you guys because they
Yeah.
also got to get in pitching ready. They got to get in ready shape. They got to get ready to for the season. Matt Crook got traded to the Baltimore for money.
That guy sucked.
All right, so the Crook is out and out to Dios.
But yeah, I would give their off season A plus if they land Snell. Well, I was going to tell you, I was going to ask you where you rate their off season and how many pieces away do you think the Yankees are from being a World Series contender?
But pieces away for the Yankees of being a contender, I don't know. Be honest with you,
I
because
say two.
there's a lot of question marks. That means everything has to go pretty well.
Yeah,
Although one thing that's for certain, you're gonna if Judge. Well, we don't even know if Judge he's gonna be solid from that toe
yeah,
injury because
he's not
the
only
balance, the balance and all that, and what was exactly wrong with his toe. But I think he's young enough where I think we'll be okay. I think you have Judge, Soto, Torres, and Verdugo that's solid enough there where you're going to win a lot of baseball games. If they play to the back of their baseball cards night in, night out, where they're not going to be too much of a question marks. Now, LeMahieu's a question mark. Rizzo's a question mark. Backup catcher, we don't know. Volpe, sophomore slump, rightfully so. And of course, the different pieces off the bench. Who's their bench? It's going to be Grisham. It's going to be Cabrera. Who's the other? Maybe
That's
one
what I
more
try to
piece.
tell people. But see, Juan Soto is a great addition to this team. It's a tremendous, tremendous move. I think it's a World Series move. But remember, he's one player, and it's a team sport, and it's a 40-man roster. And by getting him, it's not going to change the whole complexion of the team.
It does to a point, because now responsibilities tend to be shared, and the responsibilities get the baton to the next guy, where you don't have to. You could do one guy does less, and they're responsible for less stuff. And now this one, and they work together as a unison. And I think that's what guys like that kind of generational type of player does. It alleviates Judge from being had to be the total package. Remember how many times the Judge had to be on for the Yankees to win all those games. He had to be there. He had to be a threat. And when he had bad games, the Yankees kind of faltered a little bit. When he was into some slumps, he had to be on a lot of times. Now you have a guy in Soto. If he's on, and if one guy's off one night, the other guy's on, magic. Those are the type of deals that a Juan Soto impacts a club. Again, the guy that's under the radar is Alex Verdugo. He's also going for a contract. Left-hander in Yankee Stadium, where he embraced. Personally, I could see Verdugo where he becomes a hot commodity for the Yankees.
I think Verdugo's going to be really good here. Yeah,
he's going to have a phenomenal year. We're going to battle with 300, around 27 home runs. And we're going to be like, wow, this guy is a bulldog out there in the outfield. Yeah. We love this guy. We're going to hate to see him leave, if he leaves, because it's a business decision. If Verdugo has a great year, Soto has a great year, they're not keeping both of them.
Oh, no,
because we also got Jason Dominguez, who's coming up and looking extremely well and ahead of schedule with his rehab. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dominguez, but in July, in that, right before the All-Star break or right after the All-Star break, Dominguez is on and he's ready to go. And of course, everyone's favorite, Spencer Jones, he could be special, and he's a natural center fielder too, along with Dominguez. Now, I don't think Spencer Jones will get traded at the trading deadline unless they really know that Juan Soto is not going anywhere, because that's the reason why he wasn't traded in at all this offseason. They don't know the certainty of Juan Soto. If he's going to go, is he going to get removed, traded? They need that. They need outfielders, prospects, just in case, to get under that 300. Remember, the Yankees operating with $300 million contract. Every dollar is double.
I was not in favor for the Yankees. I believe they should have traded Spencer Jones for Corbin Burns. I didn't like that decision. I think that was like a move that could have put them over the top. Now I know they're not going to trade him for Dylan Cease or Shane Bieber now if they didn't want to trade him for Corbin Burns.
Let me ask this: if we lose Juan Soto, who's going to play? Who's going to be taking that spot? If you lost Spencer Jones?
I don't even want to think of that. I don't think they're going to lose Soto. But if they did lose him, I don't think there will be a guy to replace Soto. Soto's irreplaceable. You're not replacing a generational talent like Soto. I'm sorry, but the Spencer Jones thing, the Spencer Jones hype, I'm sick of we got Spencer Jones in case Soto leaves. You're not replacing. I'm sorry, Spencer Jones is not going to be Juan Soto. That's not even.
No way. No. But here's the thing: you have a center fielder coming up in your system at 6'7", athletic as hell. Yankees got to get cheap too, because they don't mean cheap. They got to get under the luxury threshold, because you can't operate. Every dollar turns into two. You have to also reset that tax and then attack again. I think I remember they gave $30 million to Juan Soto, no problem. They got to. I think they're gonna reset the tax where they'll probably keep Soto. They reset because they got guys coming off the books, and then they'll retool again. I think that's how the Yankees are gonna work. They're gonna.
I wanted to bring this point up if I could get this in. Okay, you traded for Soto this season. This was supposed to be all in year to win the World Series. That's why you got Soto in the first place. So The Yankees have to finish the job, man. They can't just get Juan Soto and worry about luxury tax.
It's called finish the story.
Yeah,
Hashtag
finish the
finish the
story.
story. Yankee crybabies. Hashtag
Yeah,
Yankee
yeah.
crybabies.
They
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
finish the story because you can't trade for a generational talent like Soto and then say, okay, but we know we're going in, but we're going half in. Like
Look at
that
that,
to me is like,
Mike. Look at that. And 43 stolen bases last
I don't know,
season, dude.
that was
Come
the
on.
minor though.
But still, that's still those catchers got guns down there, dude.
And the minors,
Those guys, yeah, they dude. They're trying to get up there. They got guns. If they're behind the plate in the minors, they got some guns down there to throw
but
guys
Kevin,
out.
to
That
be
is very,
realistic,
very, very impressive.
getting back to the Yankees World Series story, we have to finish the job because we got a player like Soto to that caliber, and all the Yankees have to do is just finish out the rest of this roster, and they'll be set. So you can't lollygag and say, "Oh no, we're not going to trade all these top guys, prospects, and go over the luxury tax." You traded for Soto. I mean, Cashman said it himself. He goes, "Oh, this is the mecca of sports, and we're going all in. We got
I
Soto.
get
We're
it.
going all okay." So if you
Just
guys are going
because
all in,
just
then do it.
because they're going all in doesn't mean they're gonna sign everyone. They're gonna
No,
go
but
over.
the
They gotta
Dodgers
make
did.
sure who. But that's is
The Dodgers did.
look again. We spoke about it earlier. If the right guy is there, I think they will. Now
Well,
that let me ask this: you said that the 2 years, 70 million. That's 2 years, 140
I
million
think they'll give
dollars.
him 3 years.
But you can't. That's 140 million dollars you're gonna give to Blake Snell for 2 years
Well,
because it
it's a
doubles.
short-term deal,
It's but
right?
it doubles. It doubles the double when you play that. It doubles. I don't know. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Well,
I
the only
want
way the
them.
Yankees,
I
the
just
only
went
way
on
the
a
Yankees,
rant saying that we're willing to give Yamahomo a money that he never throw before, and he never seen him throw in the major league. And meanwhile, you don't want to give an American a Cy Young Award winner 30+ million. I mean,
yeah, I'm over
what's wrong with
Yamamoto.
us?
I think Yamamoto will just be,
Eh, I
yeah.
can't wait to be here in a couple years to just sit here and have a cigar and laugh. I just can't wait to relish how you guys were all wrong.
No, I didn't. I just told you I'm over Yamamoto. I was like on board, but then when I saw what he really did to the Yankees, I
Oh,
was
I
played.
cannot wait when I just sit
Yeah.
here and I raise my eyebrow up and I just look at you and I tell you, yeah. And I will say, finally.
Remember, it was Yamasoto. That was the whole
Yeah.
dream, Yamasoto.
God. I cannot wait. I cannot
But
wait.
you know what, Kevin? You know
And
what I
relish.
find funny though? How they were making it like Yamamoto was the bigger move than Soto, but in reality, Soto was the bigger move.
Soto's the bigger move.
Yeah,
He's the proven major
he was the
leaguer.
yeah.
He's a proven major leaguer who's done it in the World Series. This guy hasn't thrown a pitch in the Major League Baseball.
That
Doesn't
was
know that.
he's
Wait,
25 years old, and
wait
he was
until the San Francisco Giants blow him up.
yeah right.
Wait, thank you, thank you. Wait until the when the Giants blow him up or the Arizona have their lunch with chopsticks.
Yeah, the Arizona Diamond Cuts.
Yeah. Oh, I cannot wait. I'm just gonna. You know what? Good thing I have MLB League Pass. Extra ticket. MLB extra innings. Excuse me. I cannot wait to see him lose. Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be.
mean Soto was the one we were waiting for. We were all anticipating.
I was on record since last year.
Mhm.
No, thank you. And my streams don't lie.
And Yamamoto never pitched a single. I don't know why these people are all saying, "Oh yeah, 25 years old, won back-to-back Cy Youngs," but he never pitched in the majors yet. How's
He's
he get
gonna he's gonna have the cold eye Senga.
Konite Singer?
He's gonna be cold eye Senga. He's gonna
Yeah,
play.
he might even be. He might be Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's not here.
That
Let's
guy was
move on.
terrible.
Let's move on for that. Again, I'm embracing the Yankee heel part. Yes, it's yes. No problem embracing that. I'm okay with it. It's you know what. Again, I know I'm not everyone's cup of coffee, but you know what. But my coffee's
Yeah, and
strong.
if you were going to make a decision to sign Soto long term with Yamamoto, it's a no brainer. It's Soto. I mean, like because
Of
it was
course, of course.
it's a no
Of
brainer.
Of course, you definitely go for the proven commodity. Yes,
Yeah,
that's why I hate to say that $15 million for Corbin Burns that would have been 30, but damn, he was worth it. You asking me right now in the free agent market, Corbin Burns $30 million? Yes,
yeah. Even though
and
I don't think he would sign back.
but no, but that's what the Yankees if they would have traded
Yeah.
Jones away and got in Corbin Burns. He makes $15 million arbitration, but since we're over the luxury tax, we have to operate it as double. $30 million. Corbin Burns for 1 year, $30 million. I think we know what we were gonna get. A really good pitcher.
Yeah.
A really
But
good pitcher.
I'm very happy to have Soto here, and I hope it better be a long-term situation because this better not be just 1 year and then that's it. Well, I ask you this question. This is a hot take. If
Ooh, here
Soto
we
wins the
go. I
World
like hot
Series,
takes.
if the Yankees win the World Series this year and Soto leaves, are you going to be okay with that?
You know what I was thinking about. I had that question
Yeah,
to ask. I don't
because
see the Yankees. I don't think the Yankees resign him.
if they win,
Yeah, I don't think they
only.
resign him.
So you're saying he only comes back if they lose?
I think so. The
Wow.
Yankees. I think so. I think if
Wow.
the Yankees lose, I think Soto, the Yankees will resign him because they want to keep the fan base happy.
Yeah.
Not oh, we lost because see we didn't go extra mile, but we're gonna get Soto. We bring you Soto. We got more jerseys to sell because I'm be honest with you. I've been saying for 2 years I wanted Juan Soto. I still haven't bought a Soto jersey yet because
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know how long if it's gonna be a 1 year thing. And I don't want to get to number 22 and say, oh yeah, that was Soto's number. I kind of want, and I'm one of those that like to get the names on the back, the
Yeah.
last names, because they say, well, that's not a real Yankee jersey. Yeah, I get it, guys, I got it, but I like the names. And me personally, my money, where I work my ass off, I'm gonna buy the name in the back of the jersey, the Yankee pinstripe with the name in the back. I just like it, and I gotta wait to see if Soto's gonna be long term before I
I
purchase him.
think that if the Yankees win and he leaves now, my take on it is I'm gonna actually be upset because you're
Okay.
letting a guy like that leave when he just basically won a championship here, and that to me is a legacy because he brought you a championship after 15 years, and now you're gonna let the guy walk. Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with that. I think they have to resign him either way.
But wait a minute. See, that's the problem I'm having. And I hate to bring this like wrestling because I love the wrestling.
Yeah,
It's the same thing as the Cody crybabies. You want
yeah,
Cody to finish it. You didn't want Cody at WrestleMania, but they didn't put him at WrestleMania. You cried,
yeah,
and now they put him in WrestleMania. Cody doesn't win the world title. You guys are gonna be up in order. If the
yeah,
Yankees, you guys are crying about it, you want the World Series. You want to win a World Series. You want to win a World Series. We win a World Series, but at the expense of Juan Soto leaving. I mean, what do you want? Which one you want? That's what I'm asking you.
yeah.
It's a
It's a
tough
tough
decision.
team bloodline, by the way.
There you go, all the way, all the day. Acknowledge us. There you
Yeah,
go.
but yeah,
We're the ones.
that's a tough situation, man. I mean, Juan Soto was Juan Soto. I mean, it's just like I want to see Judge and Soto on this team for the rest of their careers. But I can't complain if they win a championship and he leaves.
You
I can't.
want your because your story is done,
That's
Caputo.
it.
It's
Yeah,
been 2009. You haven't won a World Series. Come on,
yeah,
man. Come on. They
yeah.
just
And
won your World Series.
yeah, if somebody put a gun to my head and say, "Hey, look," it goes either Soto wins a World Series and leaves, or that's it. So I'm going to pick that then.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's it.
So that could be out there. It could
Mhm.
be out there in the universe. I can see what the Yankees say.
Yeah,
But we got the big fish. Absolutely. See, we got the big fish. We reeled them in.
yeah,
We use a bunker to get that big blue in. We got them in there. We get that big Soto fish into the and of course up to the Yankees now to capitalize on it. World Series over the players. There you go. Chris says he'd rather have a World Series over the players.
Oh yeah. If they win a World Series, I don't think you're going to be. I don't think you're going to be upset if he leaves that much. But who's going
No,
to take Soto over?
let me ask you, and I'm not comparing these players. Please,
I
again,
know.
guys, before I make this statement, I'm gonna put a disclaimer. I'm not comparing these players. But when you were bummed out when the World Series MVP left the Yankees and went to San Francisco and Godzilla Matsui?
Oh yeah, he went to the Angels. No, I wasn't
They,
upset. I didn't even feel it. I didn't even feel the letdown.
that's the same exact. I'm not saying that same exact because Juan Soto
Yeah,
is still
because
Juan
he's
Soto.
a lot
Juan
younger.
Soto still Juan Soto, but still,
Yeah,
But
talent.
my point is, we still celebrated that year as world champions. We're like, oh, we don't. It's a bummer we don't have Godzilla, our MVP.
Yeah,
We still were peacocking around saying that we're the world champs.
yeah. I didn't even really feel and I loved Matsui, but I didn't even get I didn't cry. I didn't get emotional because they got a championship out of it. And
Exactly. So I'm not comparing. I'm not saying it's the same exact impact, but it's gonna feel
yeah,
almost the same way because we got the World Series. We're all gonna be dousing ourselves in
yeah. I'm
champagne.
taking a World Series over the player.
We're going down to Canyon of Heroes, celebrating. We'll probably see all the different people there at the parade from all the different podcasters and say hello. We'll celebrate. We'll douse each other with champagne and all that good stuff, and then
And some brandy.
yeah, some brandy, cognac,
Yep.
all that stuff, and then we all won. That's at the end of the day. That's all we want at the end of the day. All this back and forth, the story needs to be finished when the New York Yankees hoist number 28 championship. That's the end of the day. That's the bottom line because the Jedi said so.
Yep. It should be a glorious World Series. I really hope that they better win it this year, man. This is a World Series a bust.
We'll see. Well, this is the first of many here. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Chris the Flash will get him on again. He's got to do
Mhm.
parenting duties, of course. You always much respect to Chris the Flash on that, and of course, this is 7 days from now. First pitch, spring training games begin. And Steve felt like said I was there for Reggie in '77. The Bronx was burning, and it was burning
yeah.
more ways than one. All the buildings around there, absolutely, we know that. Oof. Now, before we get out of here, let me give you the coaching staff. Of course, why I bring the coaching staff because it's finally settled. We got Boom, Osmus, Matt Blake, Harkey, who I gave his compliment, his flowers with the bullpen, and of course you see all the different assistant, all these names, all these on James Rosen, hitting coach. A lot of people are gonna
I'm
know that
surprised they
name.
got Brad Osmus. He's the one that got into the fight with Girardi. Remember they got into that altercation.
And by the way, Girardi's on the broadcast for the
I
S
know,
Network,
I know.
and I love it. And I love Joe Girardi. I'm a big.
You like that?
I like that. I like that Joe Girardi managing that no nonsense, that type of manager. That's the type of
Yeah.
manager when I managed single A and junior pony. That was the type of manager I was. No nonsense. Let's go. But I'm glad that he's back.
Yeah. It's something how they put Girardi in there when Boone's final contract year. Isn't it like a little coincidence how they bring Girardi in?
Hey, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's a
Yeah.
you know what that is? Lighting a fire under his butt. That's
Yeah.
lighting a fire because when you look up to the press booth buffoon,
Yeah.
when you're throwing the gum up and you want to do that,
Yep.
there you look up there and there is your replacement right there. Remember, you
Yep.
replaced you. No, that's a reminder. We trusted you to replace that man that's up there because that man was one inning or one game away from getting to the World Series
Yeah.
with a bunch of kids, and you haven't even sniffed that.
Yeah. No.
And I like and you know what? I gotta give credit to Boone in his opening press conference. He says, "We're not here to talk. We're here to now show results." I'm paraphrasing. I like this opening press conference. He knows it's action now. It's time for some action, not words. Yankee fans are lost a lot of weight with a lot of word salad that you gave us throughout your tenure. Now we need some meat. We need some meat. We need some protein. We need some steak. We don't want no more word salads. We're done with the Yankee word salads. We want some Yankee protein. So let's go. We need it. And hopefully they turn it around. This is going to be the first of many of these roundtables here, the Yankee Bronx Bombers Strike Back podcast. And thank Caputo for joining me here. Thanks for everyone. We had Mikey Fortrain Express in the chat. Steve Felt Like, Chris the Flash, Austin. We thank add Aiden Davila. Glad he stopped by. Thank you. Glad that the notification bell still works for you to join us and be part of the channel there.
Yep.
So I appreciate everyone that watches along. Again, I appreciate everyone. I'm going to say this here before I go. May the sports be with you. I know I'm not everyone's cup of coffee, but when I am, I'm going to come at you like dark coffee, straight to the with no chasers, with no sugar. It's going to be bitter, but it's going to be at the end energetic. So have a good one. See you. Good night. Peace out.